Hello friends and welcome back to the channel. Season 40, War number 7. Today we're taking on one of the best, New Nation, some extremely talented players in that alliance. Shout out to Infamous and White Mummy and Fintech among them. So today's team, Absorbing Man, Nick Fury, and I managed to convince my officers to let me bring in Anti-Venom for this first fight here, which is on Path 1. Node 4 against the Thing. This is really like a nothing fight if you can counter the healing. So initially I think my rank 3 unduped Warlock was assigned to this. And I'm like, Anti-Venom makes more sense here. He's a rank above. He counters the healing, no problem. It'll be just as safe. So the plan here is to get my debuffs up as quickly as possible. So we're using the utility rotation here, trying to get those first 2 Spectres up on combo 10. And then depending on how cooperative Thing is after that, we'll try and get our 3rd and 4th Spectres up by combo 20. And I think it doesn't happen right at 20, but shortly after. Now, because this is a fight where you need access to all of Anti-Venom's utility, you cannot consume the debuffs by using your special 2, because you don't want to risk the regen bringing Thing back up to full health. So this is an extremely slow fight, and it would have been probably just as slow, if not slower, with Warlock too, because he has like no damage in the first place, and no access to armor breaks in this fight anyway. So we've got the 4 Spectres up here. So my plan here was to just use special 3s here. So I'm going to take him up to combo or 14 rock stacks and fire off the special 3. This was actually a big mistake, because what you're going to see happening here is I accidentally put Disorients on Thing instead of switching to the Decelerates like I should have. And what this ends up doing is this messes up with the rock. This messes up my ability to guarantee that I will be giving him rock stacks here. So we've got 3 Disorients up now, and what happens here is he actually gets stuck at 14 rock stacks for a good portion of this fight, and he's close to a special 3. So I really need him to toss this special 2. He does so, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do here? So I do end up pushing him over 15, but the Disorient prevents him from going unstoppable. So again, I kind of lucked out there. Now I'm trying to get him to that special 1 without triggering unstoppable again, because my other debuffs have fallen off. So I'm kind of reset myself here. So at this point I know not to do that again, not to throw another special 3. So we're basically just going basic hits only and just taking care of his rock stacks, and that's about it. So the healing has long been turned off, no worries there. So I'm back at a special 3, but I'm going to hold this special 3, I think, until the very end of the fight when I'm kind of out of the danger zone. I'm not sure what happened there. Why I went for the heavy. I don't know what happened. That was just a total brain fart move, and that took off a decent chunk of our health. So, I said at the start of the fight, Anti-Venom is a pretty safe option for this fight, and, as long as you don't take a few punches to the face, it's a very safe fight. We are healing up, a bunch of that too, whatever is non-critical. We're going to be healing up the majority of it here. Doing a good job of keeping the rock stacks in check here, and he is just about dead. I can't remember if this special 3 ends up killing him. I think I expected it to. Yeah, it does. Okay, great. So, could have been better. A long fight no matter who you probably use there. All right, next up we have a TERRAX with Absorbing Man. I feel like I take a TERRAX with Carl like once a war now. So we're boosted up. So the plan here is basically just to light intercept and destroy him as quickly as possible. On this node, you don't want to stun him, obviously, because of masochism over time. So I'm baiting out heavies, and if he hits into my block, that's great, because that gives him more flourish buffs, and that'll make it easier for us to keep him in rock field for the rest of the fight. So doing a lot of light backdrafts there to get those vulnerability passes up on him, and then as soon as we get to the special 2, the fight is basically in hand here. So the rock field does expire because he's not being cooperative enough here, so I'm trying to get an opening there, and there we go. Launch that special 2. It does a crap ton of damage as usual. He triggers the rock field for a second time here. You can see he's got a bunch of those Furies because I basically ignored Strike Counter Fury. But alright, we're up on boss side, and we had no Section 2 fights this war, and this is probably the smoothest Quicksilver fight I can ever recall having in my life. He is very cooperative. No, hitting me on the dash back nonsense. So when I was dueling for this fight, I was getting really comfortable baiting out the special 2s and blocking. So you're going to see me do that in this fight rather than bait out the special one. And there's no real rhyme or reason for doing it. I do have this safety net of second life if he does catch me, so I feel like I can afford to take a little bit more of a risk here. But I'm kind of training myself to watch for the tells on the special too, and I'm just blocking the whole thing. I'm not even going to try and punish it because he does that like quick little dash back at the end. If you mistime it, he is going to absolutely smack you. So we're spamming special one, of course, in this fight to keep the evade counter up. Since he's tagged as an Avenger, we started with the evade counter active, so we just needed to continue to spam the special one. I think I put on an advanced power boost here as well, just to give myself a few extra tactical charges at the start of the fight. But we're never really in danger of losing the evade counter here. Bait out another special 2, take it right on the block, no worries. Take some whiplash damage there. Again, not a problem. We just need to survive this fight, and then we can heal up, of course, afterward. He's just about dead. A few more bleeds. This, I think, almost kills him. One more hit. There we go. So yeah, pretty cooperative Quicksilver, which is atypical for him as a defender for sure. All right, last fight for me this war is a Spider Ham on Node 55. I've taken this fight so many times. I don't think I have anything new left to say about it. So I've got the White Mags pre-fight from somebody. I can't remember who it was. So yeah, it's basically just, parry, bait the special one, spam our special ones to keep the evade counter up. We don't necessarily need the evade counter as long as we are dumping our power right away. So you can kind of take either approach. Plus the disorient from the special one is also going to help prevent his evade if he gets enough nonsense for that. So Spider-Ham, again, being very cooperative in this fight here. The taunts are keeping us topped off. I am losing some damage by firing the special one off while the taunt is up, but, it doesn't matter. Now that I kind of realize as the fight is going on that he's being cooperative, I don't really think brute force is going to be a problem in this fight, so I know that I just have to stay patient, stick with the light bleeds, stick with the special ones, and he's going to go down. So I think I finished this fight at full health, and I'm not sure that I finished a Ham on 55 at full health before, but again, everything kind of lined up this war, and I had very cooperative AI in all my fights except for that thing fight at the start. So there we go, one more hit and he goes down, almost a yellow bar. All right, so we did not win this one, so shout out to New Nation on a great war. They played very well. 4 kills, 0 deaths, and our record falls to 4-3. Folks, if you enjoyed this, please let me know by hitting that like button, and be sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel so that you can get access to all the videos from now on. As always, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you again next time.